and hot.
Damn good coffee and hot. Good morning, folks. I said good morning, folks. Damn, it takes too long for that thing to fade out sometimes. Um, what is this? Good morning. You're naturally odd. Then I missed something. Good morning, William. William's in the chat room already saying, "Good thing you're naturally odd." Then what did I say? What did I do? What did I? What did I? What did I? What did I? I can't even take that comment out now. I'm stuck, folks. Stuck, I say. Good morning. It is Monday, April 3rd, 2023. As I said several times in March, March is the longest month of the year. April is the cruelest month of the year. Oh, William is saying because of the card that is the promo card for the show, which I make up on Sunday morning and I forget by Sunday morning what it actually says. I don't pay attention to these things. It's just a quick way of having a thumbnail up there um because you need one. But I don't really pay attention to what's on them until somebody says something like that. Anyway, a long weekend for me starting on Thursday evening. And predicted I am pretty shot today. But kind of in a good mood. It's still not springtime weather here, which is pissing me off. I am so ready for 70 degrees. And the weather people lied to me. They said it was coming, and then it didn't come. But uh, did spend a long weekend traveling around comedy shows, music shows, comedy shows, music shows. Uh, and then there was something else. Okay, so I I recapped the Sam talent show on Friday morning, and counting the comics I saw in the month of March. Now I saw 18 comedians live during the month of March. All that while doing this show 5 days a week, my evening show 1 day a week, and running a studio and dealing with all the business people regarding this show. So if I can go support live comedy, so can you. But seeing that much in a month, 18 comedians do their thing, you can't help but notice some things. Now, analysis can kill art. It can kill art in a big way if you think too much about it in the moment. But having seen 18 professionals, you get to kind of notice some things that some do and some do well and some have mastered and some people who are still struggling to figure out how it's done. And people can say, well, you're not a stand-up comedian. Who are you to look at people who are doing it or attempting to do it, attempting to make a life in it and judge their status as journeyman master? Well, I am their audience. I am their consumer. I am the customer. So I think I do rate as qualified to make some judgments. One of the things that definitely separates a master from a journeyman is economy of words. Not because I noticed this big time on Thursday and Friday night. There are comedians who can't get the fuck out of their mouth. Get the fuck out of your mouth. And I notice I do that all the time on this program as well. And to some extent, that is what it separates good broadcasters from shitty podcasters. A lot of podcasters like me just rely on the word fuck too much and it loses its power. If you overuse it, then when you do use it, it takes a lot. Fuck is a powerful word. It is a powerful word. If you overuse it, you take a lot of its power away. And with I don't want to name people or shame people or make it seem like I'm putting individuals down. It seems to be a very predominant thing in comedy these days, especially for people who have not hit the major headliner status. You know, headlining your local bar for your friends on a Tuesday night for a show that you put together is not the same as being called up by a comedy club and said, "We need a headliner for a weekend here, and we have openers for you." It's a big difference. So there's different degrees of headlining, of course. Economy of words. People who don't say a lot. People who don't take forever or too many words to dance around a story to get to a punchline. Economy of words. And I've seen it on display by a master Friday night. I'm talking about Erica. I'm trying not to be too complimentary to Erica because everybody knows I have a big time schoolboy crush on her. So I don't want it to seem like I'm saying that just because I find her adorable. Because it's not because of that. She said in her show on Friday night, I believe there was one fuck, but it had all the power a fuck deserves. But beyond that, there's this thing that what makes stand-up comedy really work from the audience perspective is the audience forgets that it's prepared material and it feels like it's spontaneous. And the minute you have to go back to your phone or your notes or to say, what's next? You remind the audience that it's not spontaneous, that they're hearing material, they're hearing an act, a rehearsed act. And you don't ever want to remind them of that. And so when you lose economy of words and you start, rambling and finding stuff, you kind of you definitely remind them that what they're seeing is somebody who has planned this night to some degree. And I know some people don't plan it as much, but still, you don't want the audience to know or remind them, because on some level we know, but you don't want to remind them that this is not spontaneous. The beautiful thing about going along for the ride in a comedy club is you're on the journey of somebody who is just talking, taking you on that ride, and it feels like this is the first time it's ever been said, the first time they've ever thought of it. And the second they remind you that I've been doing these jokes for 5 years, it takes a little of the magic away. So there's that. So I got to see in 18 comedians I saw in the month of March. I would probably say 2 or 3 at tops have that. I would say Joe List, I would say Erica Rhodes. I'm struggling to say, Norman or, Jeanine Garofalo. Norman actually did, but there's a difference here. Even when I saw Norman at the Stand, he was headlining, but the Stand is a showcase place where people are trying out new material. So there was a moment or two when Norman looked at notes. But I again, there's a difference between that showcase on a Tuesday night where you're working out new material and going from club to club. I will, I that's a little more forgiving, but it still does take away from that fourth wall. It makes you realize, oh, this is material. This isn't just somebody just being funny. Um, Budgie says, love and fuck are both four-letter words. One is easy to say, the other is hard to say, but easy to do. And yeah, but that's not relevant to the conversation, I'm saying anyway. Anyway, so 18 comedians, seen a lot of them in different states of where their career is. Okay. And it's hard not to be analytical. Uh, but so mastery, and you wonder why some people are taking off and others aren't. Mastery of craft. Same is true in any art form. And to me, some of it, one of the big things, and I know I've never had this, which is why I notice it when I see somebody who does have it, is discipline. The discipline to rest on a laugh and not rush the next joke. Again, I hate to pick Erica out because there is a bias here, a little bit of a bias here. But watch her Sad Lemon uh, on YouTube, the special on YouTube. The moments where she's just sitting waiting for the laughs to run their course, and before she delivers the next one. And she actually comments on that. She's like, I like this. The laughter is going longer, paying attention to where the laughter ends before she delivers a new one. She said the laughter is going longer. That means I have to do less jokes to fill the hour. But that shows you, number one, presence of mind to understand. Even though you're on stage, part of the job is listening, listening to what the response you get, and not rushing into the next one. But she never, and again, I'm only using her because she's the most recent um, example of a master that I've seen. She never lets you feel like she's, oh yeah, what should I do next? Thinking, oh, what comes next? It's just natural. And that naturalness is not natural. It's worked at. It's a discipline thing. I don't know how you get it. If I knew how you get it, I'd have it. But it's a pleasure to see. Now, after the show, got to meet Erica, and she's more impressive in person than she is live, and she's more impressive up close in person than she is from the stage. That's all I'll say about that. So, a very good night. So now it gets to leaving Belmore brokerage in Belmore, Long Island, at 11 o'clock on a Friday night or so. I felt like getting high. And I felt like getting high. Thank you, Neil Young. Um, and so I had a pre-roll, $20 pre-roll I got from a dispensary. And I smoked the whole thing, not a buzz. You would think a $20 pre-roll, 28% THC, you would get a buzz from it. I definitely am thinking, I need a tolerance break. I can't get high. There's something wrong with me. But then I found a bag of edibles, a small bag of edibles that Cat had given both Carl and I equal little bags back in the beginning of March when Carl was here. And I forgot about it. I said, oh, I got these edibles with me. They're small, though. The edibles that I buy from my dispensary are big, chunky things. They're 30 milligrams each. But these were small, tiny things in a bag. So I ate the whole bag. I'm thinking they're probably 5 milligrams tops each. And I ate the whole bag. And as edibles do, took a little while to actually manifest a buzz within me, but it did. And then I was home, and my wife was talking to me. And blah, blah, blah. She's talking and talking and talking and talking and talking, and I'm just sitting there. And then I grab my guitar, and I'm writing music. Well, and she's still talking. She said, "You seem a little quiet. Is something wrong? Is it just work?" Yeah, it's what it is. It's just work, man. And now I'm getting buzzed out of my mind, and I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm fucking tripping on the edibles." And they started to hit me really, really hard. And by 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm still up writing songs, and things are starting to move. I am flying high now. I don't know. I don't have the exact number of how many edibles were in that bag, but I think they were like somewhere between 10 and 20. So next day I get up and I text Kat. I said, "How many? What were those edibles you gave me and Carl at the beginning of the month?" She said they were 30 milligrams of THC and 30 grams of CBD each. So if they were between 10 and 20 of them in the bag, I had somewhere between 300 and 600 milligrams. No wonder I was fucking flying. Anyway, I want to get more of those. It was very good. very, very good, but then a little too much. And I'm having difficulty. The difficulty I have with the edibles, it's either too much or not enough. And too much can be for a scary ride a little bit. I mean, physical shit starts happening with you. But not enough, and it's like wasted. It's wasted time, wasted days, wasted nights. It's a waste if you're not gonna get anything out of it. So I still am trying to figure out the proper milligram dosage, and then I think the brands are different. I tell you what, Mike Tyson ear bites, whatever they are, fuck them. Don't buy that. It might seem like, oh, Mike Tyson brand. Shit. It's shit. They will never be a sponsor on this program, Mike Tyson Bites, I'll tell you that. Because the bag says 500 milligrams. You could eat the whole bag and not get a buzz. And they taste awful. And they're slimy. They're no good. Stay away from Mike Tyson Bites. Anyway, ear bites. Um, so Saturday morning comes, and I'm still recovering from the edible thing from the night before. And I go to my dispensary now, and and I'm explaining I can't get high. He goes, "You smoke and do the edible too?" Yes. And try these, try that. And so he gave me some new edibles to try. These peanut butter cups. They look like Reese's peanut butter cups, but they're. Uh, I wish they would make the packaging more tricky, so that it doesn't say cannabinoid on it, so that you could give somebody a peanut butter cup surreptitiously and sneak it in on them, because that's the kind of guy I am. Anyway, those are pretty good. So I get to the gig on Saturday night, done setting up, go to the bar with Mikey and Kiera. And Kiera says to me, I got some CBD online. I said, why? As I always do, I said, what's the point of CBD? CBD is non alcoholic beer. And it's not good tasting beer. It's non alcoholic, shitty tasting beer, is what it is. So well, there is a difference. Some of the CBD stuff actually can taste like real Hawaiian or real good, what we call back in the old days, sensimilla. It will taste like good weed, but it doesn't do anything for you. So she said, it does. It relaxes me. And I looked at her. I looked her right in the eye, and I said, "You're rubbing it on the bean, aren't you?" And her mouth opened. She had this big smile on her face, and I knew that she felt seen. I had exposed her as somebody who rubs CBD directly on the bean. Oh my God. So I start cracking up laughing. Mikey is clueless. He doesn't know. He never, like me, it was 4 or 5 months ago, had never heard the expression flicking the bean. Kiera knew exactly what I was talking about, and was copping to it without copping to it. She just a facial expression said, yes, that's what I'm doing. But I started laughing, and Mikey, who has known me for 50 years, said he's never seen me laugh that hard. I don't know. I lost my filter to be able to look a woman directly in the eye and say, basically, what I said is, "You're rubbing that stuff right on your clit, aren't you?" And it just came out. But turns out I was right. which is a little weird. And then the conversation about that and like how it's working. No, I could understand how CBD might actually produce a result in that instance. If I mean, I have not. I'll be honest with you. I haven't even, the thought never occurred to me to rub CBD oil directly on my penis. But it did after that. It did after I mentioned to her that if that's what you're doing, and she seemed to be getting results out of it. Uh, what am I looking at here? Somebody is texting. Well, people just don't stop texting me ever, ever, ever. All right. So anyway, so that it was a funny, and then I laughed that hard through the whole gig. And Janet, who our ex singer, was out in the parking lot at the end of the night, and we were recapping. Mikey was saying, "I can't believe you would saying that to her," and I was just laughing again, and laughing so hard that um, people who know me say, I've never seen him laugh that hard. Um, Mike Savola pulled up as I was getting hot, getting ready to work. I was tuning up in the car. I had an upset stomach, to be honest with you. I'm not that I would not do this if I did not have an upset stomach, but here's the deal. My stomach was really upset, and I thought I need to calm it down before the gig. So I went out to smoke a little because I had planned. Because let's just back up a little. The last 3 gigs at this place, I was a total mess, and I embarrassed the band by just totally playing like shit because I was too fucking stoned, and I got into a habit of being stoned on a gig, and I thought to myself, I don't want to get stoned on a gig. But then my stomach got a little upset, so I figured I need to smoke something just to calm down my stomach. And as I was lighting the joint, I heard the beep next to me, and Mike and his wife were there taking pictures of me getting stoned. So he's got it's not blackmail material. I have just diffused the blackmail material by admitting to it here on the air, but I wasn't stoned. I just got a mild buzz, and the band was really good, pretty tight, tighter than we've been in a long time, considering we're not playing as often full band as we used to. Mikey and I are doing a lot of acoustic gigs, duos and stuff. So we were surprisingly tight, except for one song at the end of the night, which we won't talk about. Um, but it was a good time. So good weekend. And then I had a corporate, I don't know if you want to call it corporate old people show yesterday during the day, and was just totally shot. Thing is, a good thing, my carpal tunnel seems to have eased up and able to play, but I was still shot, still laughing and giggling from the night before. I don't know how the show went. People enjoyed it, but so that was my weekend. Got through it, and now I'm thinking, I'm done. I don't know. I have this attitude this morning, like because I have a meeting with the studio today, and I can tell you how this meeting's going to go. They're going to want to talk about things that they want me to do, things that they want me to be responsible for. And all I want to say is, I'm abdicating all responsibility. I don't want to be responsible for anything. I'll help you out with some video editing if you need here and there. Uh, but I'm pretty much done caring about because the people remind me why I retired in the first place. Uh, lay off the salt, your carpal tunnel will get better. Is that true? I don't know. Salt. Do I have a lot? Don't eat much of anything these days. Uh, Joe Walter says, "How about the Mets, Matt?" I have not been following the Mets. Um, I believe the Mets were winning the first couple of games, but Verlander went down already. This is what the news was. But Mikey on the gig Saturday night, Mikey said to me, "The Mets will win." I said, "Well, it's April. They always win in April. Talk to me in September, and we'll see. Mets will not be." And I'm predicting long before September, probably before the All-Star break. The Mets will be saying, "Wait till next year," even though the rich guy, Steve Cohen, is not the kind of guy who throws in the towel. He'll be throwing in more money. He'll be saying, "Well, we're not done yet. Let's go buy us somebody or trade for somebody." He wants to win, not unlike the Wilpons, who just wanted to make money. I think Steve Cohen wants a winner, but I do think the Mets are gonna tank early. They don't seem impressive to me at all. I have not followed it. Fair enough. I'm not watching. I haven't watched a single pitch of baseball, and I don't generally. The Met stuff is just to tweak my Met fans because they always it's routine. Even in the years, the Wilpon years, the very lean years when the Mets totally sucked, you would get these Met fans who have an unreal, like they're looking at the team with rose-colored glasses or thinking they have a chance. Mets don't have a chance. Let's just, what is today? It's April 3rd. Let's get it on record now. I got to remember to come back to this. The Mets do not have a chance. Remember this in September. Remember this in August. Remember this in October. Whenever you have to, I will point it out. You Met fans, give up. Accept that you're just watching it for the day-to-day entertainment. But at the end of the year, there will be no championship. There will be no ring. There'll be golf and fishing and me busting your balls and still unable to get high and probably still with carpal tunnel, even though I'm going to take Mike's advice and lay off salt if I can remember to lay off salt. Not like I eat a lot of salt. It's not like I eat a lot of anything these days. I'm a coffee guy. Just coffee. Just coffee. Andy Andrews will be here on Wednesday, which is the start of Passover. Neither one of us are Jews. I don't. So it's not even really worth mentioning that it's Passover, is it? Well, do we even know what the Passover holiday is about? Let my people go. Moses freeing the Jews from bondage. That's what it's about. But if I remember correctly, and I'm not saying I do, it's about painting a sign on your door in blood so that the evil dark spirits that's coming to claim your house and everybody in it will pass over your house because of the sign in blood that you write on the door. I think that's it. Pesach. That's where Passover comes from. And of course, next Sunday is Easter because Passover always leads into Easter. Here's the thing where it gets confusing for me. Christmas, supposedly the day Christ was born, supposedly I say because it's not really true. You can't. That's the same day every year, but the day of his crucifixion is different every year based on the Jewish calendar. Something got fucked up in a way. The timeline is not making sense. Christmas can't be the same day every year, which is his birthday. Can't be the same day every year, and then his death day be a different day every year. The math doesn't work out. Just one of the many problems with organized religion and Christianity is the math doesn't check out. Make the math check out. Uh, uh, William says, no, just your firstborn son is in danger. That's right. That's right. You know what? It's early for me. So yeah, but they're passing over the house because you got the blood on the door, right? What's your opinion on him? Joe, I'm sorry. My opinion on the moon landing is you're fucking nuts, man. I'm sorry. Uh, Everything that guy said has been debunked. I was trying to be polite to, because he was bringing up old stuff. Everything he said has been debunked. It turns out, because I was re-editing the piece last night, and he says he was threatened with assassination by Bill Mitchell and a CIA agent. No. If you listen to the tape, Bill Mitchell kicks him in the ass and throws him out of his house. And his son says, "Want me to call the CIA and have him waxed?" Waxed is not whacked. The CIA is not the mafia, and they don't talk in terms of whacked. They say waxed means recorded, followed. And who knows if the kid even has any kind of connection with that. He was just saying that. But that's the totality of this guy's claim, Bart Zibril, that the CIA put a hit out on him, was that Bill Mitchell kicked him in the ass, and Bill Mitchell's son said, we'll call CIA and have him waxed. That's not even close to him telling the truth about the situation. Now, he was swearing up and down that the CIA had a contract out on him. Not happening. The other stuff that, he made the mistake early on of saying, well, there's a more secret Air Force base than Area 51. And okay, antennas up. There's a more secret base than Area 51. And he's going to give me this information here on my show. Turns out, he said, Cannon Air Force Base in Clovis, New Mexico, which I practically grew up on. And it's not secret at all. It's pretty much a playground for the people in that area. When we were teenagers and dorm rooms were all taken, and you had a girl and you wanted to get it on, you would go to Cannon Air Force Base, because you knew there were guys who could let you on the base and get you into an empty barracks. We would go there to get high. So he started out with, hey, there's a secret Air Force base that nobody knows about, and it happens to be the one that I know intimately at a time when this stuff was still going on. I'm talking about mid-70s is when I was there. So the story fell apart immediately. It's home to special operations troops. That's funny. And somebody trying to I'm guessing Dogmine TV is probably one of the flat earther dudes trying to cop my stuff. He's using my picture there as a profile picture and coming up with the conspiracy theory nonsense. The only fact you need to know is how much fuel it would. We know the Saturn V rockets were taken off, dude. That's not the only. We watched the Saturn V rockets take off continually over and over again, before and after the moon landing. That's I'm not here for trouble. I love you, Matt. Then why would you put Dogmine TV in your for the people on the radio here, somebody in the chat room, Dogmine TV as your handle, my picture? That seems like an aggressive act. Not that I care. It's not like it hurt me at all. But to say I'm not here for trouble is it seems insincere, since you're kind of mocking me there with my picture and a tribute act. Well, I don't know. Yeah, the takeoff, they don't leave the atmosphere. Listen, believe what you... Joe, here's the deal. What research have you done? Where were you trained to do research on your own? What actual research have you done to come to the conclusions that you have? Where did you sit down and actually do measurements, actually try this stuff in an experimental lab? Where did you get your credentials from to come to these conclusions? That is what I want to know. Because if you didn't do the work for yourself, and you're just reciting stuff that you saw on a documentary of somebody with an agenda to sell books or sell movies, or sell something, then you're not really thinking for yourself. You haven't done the work for yourself. And admittedly, I have not done the work for myself, but I have talked to plenty of people and been amongst people who have, and know many theoretical physicists, know a lot of people who worked at NASA, interviewed the administrator of NASA, worked with the former head of space flight research at Goddard Space Flight Institute. And you know what? These people, sorry, dude, I'm going to take the word over somebody who has actually done the work rather than somebody who's seen a documentary or had a guy like Bart Sibrel on his show. A few hours a night. Where have you? Tell me your research method. Tell me your scientific method. How are you doing it? Are you watching YouTube videos? Is that what you call research? I mean, let's be clear. If you're talking about your research and how you've done it, let's be clear. Tell me what it is. What's your scientific method? How did you come to the conclusions that you've come to? Because it seems like you're just. Oh, hello, Carl. What are you hiding behind no camera? What's going on?
I didn't want to interrupt. Sorry.
No, you can interrupt. I'm here for the interruption.
Okay. Hi.
Oh, now you, sir, have an insomnia problem. You're up late.
Yes.
Why are you up late?
Because I'm partially mentally ill and I have to stay up all night sometimes, but I'm working on it. I'm gonna go to the gym today and sleep early.
Okay. Are you going through some things? I'm going through some things. It's okay to go through some things. Are you going through some things?
No, nothing bad. Just nothing bad.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna make an admission. I am dog mind TV. I did it as a joke 10 seconds ago. I'll delete it
Oh.
immediately.
Oh, no, you don't have to do that. I thought it would, because Dave has been sending his minions after me. Because I
Really?
gave up Dave, Flat Earth Dave.
Yeah. The
I gave,
psychopath who's stealing money from idiots. Yeah.
yeah, no, you can keep that. You can keep that up there. I thought you were one of him. When I saw that, I was like, oh, this is one of Dave's dudes coming after me. But that's fine. I'm still getting texts. People are just fucking texting me all day long. Just it's a moot point anyhow. I mean, well, if it's a moot point, this was why. Why is he bringing it up now? 50 years. This has been discussed 50 years on, and he's talking about, well, we have to know that the government lies to us. I don't think. Look, we just Carl's got his penis on the camera. Oh, that, it looked like he had a penis right laying on the camera there.
It was not a penis. It was a finger.
Yeah, I know, but it looked penis-like. Look, well, I can't do it. Can I? No, I can't. Anyway, I don't think any normal thinking or any person with any cognitive ability at all would say the government doesn't lie to us or that they believe that governments don't lie to us. Anybody who would say that, it's got to be a little cuckoo. So what's the point? The point is to sell books. That was Bart's purpose in doing this whole thing. It's to sell books, to grift. That's what it's all about. So, did you hear? Were you here before when I talking about Kiera and the CBD? Carl? No, no, we lost your audio. I think. Hello. Oh yeah.
Nice.
Did you?
No, I just changed to I just changed the headset.
Did you hear me talking about Kiera and the CBD?
No. Was that what the picture was about?
Yeah. Kiera on the gig the other night. We were at the bar getting a couple of drinks before the gig started, and she told me she got CBD, and I gave her the lecture at CBD. It's just alcohol-free beer. It's like and shitty tasting alcohol-free beer. And she said, no. I said, it does nothing for you. She said, no, it does. It relaxes me. And for some reason, without a filter, I looked her right in the eye and I said, you're rubbing it directly on the bean, aren't you? And she started, her mouth went open. She got this great big smile on her face. And the smile on her face said, I've been seen. You caught me. And I started laughing my ass off, like, "Oh my God, Kiera is getting CBD and masturbating with it." And Mikey never heard the expression "flicking the bean," and he saw me laughing. He goes, "What's going on?" And now I got to explain what flicking the bean means, and I'm getting hysterical. And the entire restaurant is full; it's packed, and everybody,
gig, right? Yeah.
and everybody is seeing me just crack up like I was uncontrollably laughing harder than I've laughed in many, many years. And it was just, and then having to explain to Mikey what a bean was, and then Mikey's asking women, "Do you know what the bean is?"
Mikey, how the fuck do you not know what flicking the bean is?
I didn't know 6 months, and William Conway explained it to me, so I can appreciate.
Oh, okay. It's an elderly thing. Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's
Right.
boomers don't know it, but the way that he was going around asking.
Boomers don't need to know where the bean is. They just pour your dinner on the wife when they're upset and leave.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes. So that was really the highlight of my weekend. Was
hitting them was legal. Hitting them was legal in 1972. So.
Yeah, that's what the rule of thumb. You know what rule of thumb is? Rule of thumb. The rule of thumb in the States was in the colonies when we were colonies. The rule of thumb.
I know the expression. Yeah.
Yeah, it was you were not allowed to beat your wife with a stick that was thicker than the size of your thumb. That's the rule of thumb. So as long as the stick you're beating your wife with is no wider than your thumb, you're okay. It's legal.
Is that what it was?
Yes. I'm a big fan of this dog. Well, a lot of people are. Tom Kanopka wants you to go to Bisbee. Listen, what are you going to do in Bisbee? There is a comedy club there, Chuckleheads, right? But that's it. That's all that's in Bisbee.
Yeah, well, that club wasn't even there when I went. I think I was speaking to Hack about this, and I don't even think they had a comedy club there 7 years ago. No, I think it was just.
I think Stanhope is one of the owners. I think, but he doesn't talk about it. But I think that Doug Stanhope is one of the owners of. Shout out to
Carl. I think Stan. I think Stanhope owns more of Bisbee than he lets on.
Yeah. So that was my weekend, man. But I did all total saw 18 comics in the month of March live, which is pretty good considering I have this full time. I have a show in the middle of the week. I have EPM Studios, all that stuff going on, and still able to see 18 comics in a month.
It's more than I've seen. I mean, the only comedy I've seen is when we went to the Stand in New York.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was enlightening for me, but I don't want to get over analytical on it. But because Mikey bailed on me for the Erica show, so I had to take Scott, my bass player.
Mikey was like reading a book about flicking the bean.
Yeah. So Scott hasn't been to a comedy show. I don't think. He's 62 years old. I don't think he's been to a comedy show before. And he started yelling stuff, like talking back. I was like, don't do that. They don't need your help improving the jokes. Okay.
It's the worst. It's the worst thing in the world.
Right. And then as soon as Erica came out, he took a flash photo. Not just a photo with the phone, a flash photo. And now the manager of the club is coming over to throw us out. And I'm like, I gotta go into damage control mode. Listen, I do the morning show for Governor's Radio. I'm a good guy. He's never been here before. So we didn't get thrown out, but it was a little. Listen, I gotta go through the etiquette of how to behave in a comedy club. It was not fun.
We still you still going to Governor's broadcast wise?
I am, but we're not doing a whole lot over there. I mean, I look at the number. Last week I looked at the numbers just to see what was going on, and I think like 10 people 10 people watching on Governor's. not helping.
Well, you know, it's better than a kick in the tits. And I watched a couple of those governor shows. I need to dig in a little bit more. There are a couple of interesting ones I watched. Their other show, whatever that is called, the guys, but I was too drunk to remember their names.
Hershey and Keegs and
Right.
Hershey, yeah. And Tony Walker's Knock 'em Dead. Now, if you're on the Governors and you're watching us over there, just know that the chat room, if you're in the chat room over there, we're not seeing it. It's not like I'm ignoring you. I don't see any of their chat rooms. They don't get incorporated here. We go out to them. It's a push. They take the video feed. But if you want to, and I don't want to take traffic away from them, but if you want to participate in the chat, you have to be in our YouTube chat.
If you want to participate in the chat, you've got to go to the Last Rights podcast and subscribe.
That too. Now you're not consistent with that, though. You are.
Well, that's changing, young man.
It is.
Yeah. So I've got a ton of really, really good guests coming up, including Billy Wayne Davis next 2 weeks' time. I've got someone living in Ukraine.
Let me tell you with Billy Wayne. You're going to need to send him reminders.
We've been
the day before, 12 hours before, 6 hours before.
Yeah. Is it because he's high?
Yeah. He forgets.
I'll get on top of it. But I've got 6 or 7 more guests that are coming on. Really good guests, so you should come over. And it's going to be more consistent. So there'll be one a week now with a guest. I promise you, one a week with a guest, which is what it always was. But I got lazy with it. There'll be the odd topical thing that gets uploaded from the Twitch streams. But yeah, there'll be one a week with a guest. I might primarily do them on Twitch and then upload them or release them on YouTube the day after. I'll decide about that. But yeah, Billy Wayne Davis is in a couple of weeks. And yeah, I've got 5 or 6 very interesting guests on the horizon. So hopefully April and May will be a lot different, and then I'll keep it from there. Because once I've got that block of lots of good guests in a row, hopefully that will be like a little thing to go, hey, I'm not just a piece of shit. You just come on here, talk to me.
Well, that's not what I was talking about consistency. Like I never know if I'm going to find you on Twitch or YouTube or what.
The Twitch streams are sometimes random, but I mean, I tend to stream on there Saturdays now, but then also through the week it can be random. But what I might start doing is the podcast on there as well, and then uploading them to YouTube. So it'll be more of a schedule, but with a little bit of chaos. You got to have a little bit of chaos. I'm a chaotic fuck. Conway,
what up? Now it's gonna get crazy.
No, I want to see about this. I don't have this layout thing worked out yet. How's this layout? It's a little...
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
I want one of you guys on top. I want to be on the bottom.
Well, I bet you do. I bet you do.
I do. You do. I'm a bottom girl. Hey, let me just say this really quick.
This is Jake Jolly, director of Clay Zombies, and you are listening to the best in radio, the big dog of the airwaves, Mind Dog Radio.
That was Jake Jolly saying we were on Mind Dog Radio.
That's cool. That's real cool.
Yeah. You want to play a Dante quickie from Dante? Let's play a quickie from Dante. And
yeah, sure. Let's do that.
Hey guys, it's Dante with another Dante's Comedy Tits. What do you call an Italian hooker? A prostitute. What? People love and hate puns, so stop saying them and say them more. Okay, so today I want to talk to you guys about social media. I know I've talked about it before, but I've never really gone into depth. And something happened this week that helped change the life of one of my clients, and so I thought maybe this would help you. So we were talking about what they've done in the business and this and that, and then we got to social media, and that's when they said, well, I'm embarrassed by my social media. It's not very good. I have like 500 followers. That's what a lot of my clients say. That's what a lot of new clients say to me. Stop saying that. But here's what changed his life. I said, you make movies. You're an actor. You're a director. You make short films all the time. Why is your social media so low? Oh, I don't know. I don't post that much about this or that. I'm like, I don't understand, man. I said, if you start looking at it as your own channel, would that help? And his eyes lit up. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, these are your own channels. I said, don't you have any favorites, people that you watch and you go to their channel? Yeah. Be the channel. Be a channel. You know what I mean? Start being the actor, director, producer, and producing your own stuff. You know, most comics are like, I don't know how to get social media up. I've posted a few things on my stand-up, and I always post where I'm going to be performing, and then I post when someone dies, and I post when something else good happens to me. Well, it sounds like you're just sort of writing your diary online. That's not really a channel. That's not a channel, okay? So think about who you are, okay? And what you want the world to know about you. What's special about you? What things are different about you that people might go, oh, I'd love to watch that. You know, are you good at impressions? Like, I know that there's really fun channels out there that I watch where people do impressions. Let me give you some examples, okay? There's a guy named Brent Terhune who opened for me in, I don't know, 5 years ago or something. And then over COVID, I noticed he started dressing up like a Trumper and pretending to be one, like saying, oh, you know, like when the Trump boats, some of them sunk. Do you remember that day? He was like, my boat sunk. I was in it. And it was very funny. And he does this all the time. But that's his thing. That's his channel. Remember how that one girl was always like, you know, doing people's voices, talking to each other? She'd be like, that's what made people like her. I watch some people. There's a woman who I watch who's an activist. There's another woman who I watch who's sort of like me. She's always just yelling about politics and things like that.
That's a 6-minute clip. Too long. I'm looking for. He has some that are 2 minutes and 3 minutes and stuff like that.
That one is a really good one, and I'm not even bullshitting when I say this, bro. I watched that video, and like the next week, my social media started exploding because I just started creating content. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep pushing content out there and see what happens. And listen, bro, the first video I had that had 5,000 views is a fucking horse walking. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. That's the only thing happening in that video is a horse is fucking walking. And it got 5,000 views.
Walking sexually?
I mean, okay, so it's an all-white horse, and like the way, you know, I chose a really good song to back it, I think. And like it has a very like unicorn look to it. Like if the like because I don't know if you know this, but there's like a whole bunch of people out there that believe that unicorns still exist and that God shields their horns so that people don't kill them. I don't know if you know that, but there's a whole faction of people that believe
flat earthers, unicorners.
Right, yeah. But just like with flat earthers and all that stuff, like there's a lot of people that when they see an all-white horse like that, especially how much fuel does it take? The sunlight.
How much fuel does it take to get the horse to walk?
Fuel?
Yes. I'm just making fun of Joe with the rocket to get going.
Oh, right.
The fuel weighs too much.
My bad.
Oh, my brain.
But yeah, so my social media has been exploding ever since I watched that video.
Okay.
But it was because it made me make some decisions about, you know, okay, I'm going to be a little more intentional here. You know what I mean?
How long ago was this?
Like in the last 10 days. And like, I think I posted those numbers. My percentage increases are through the roof right now.
Really?
And they keep building. Like every video that first video was they got to 5,000 views. That was the horse walking. And since then, almost every video has had 1,000 views or more. There's only 2 videos that are less than 1,000 views.
On what platform?
And all the other ones are like starting to push like 3,000.
On what platform?
On Facebook. On Facebook Reels.
Now you're looking. All right. You're looking at the analytics of it?
Yeah. I'm looking at my dashboard,
views, but you're counting views. Views are...
Yeah, no, well, and I mean, and it's tracking engagement and how many followers I'm getting.
How long do they watch for?
Oh, yeah, there's like, they have a couple of different breakdowns. They have like a 3-second breakdown, and then they have like the minute breakdown or whatever.
1 to 3 seconds. So, you know, because I've been tricked by view numbers, my own view numbers, and guy really excited. Wow, look, I got 3 million views, and then I look and I see not 2,999,000 of them are for between 1 and 3 seconds. That means somebody clicked on it, moved away, and said, "Oh, this
well, all of the so Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels, and Shorts on YouTube and TikTok. It's a scrolling mechanism, right? So everyone will see the first couple of seconds when they go, fuck this, so that kind of view.
Yep.
But they are pumping those algorithms, though, so it is a good thing to get into. I need to do more shorts. They do pump them, but they do the views are kind of inflated, but they do get to a lot of people, and you will get subscribers and people engaging in your stuff from them as well. Instagram are pushing them, Facebook are pushing them, so I think you still need to do it regularly. I'm not doing it enough.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, hold on. Let me. I'll give you time to talk. But
sure.
What Dante was saying is understanding what he didn't use this word, but your brand and what you do that separates you from other people, and what you do well, and highlight that as a channel. This is your identity. Now you're saying your top video was a horse walking. That doesn't seem to be your. First of all, it doesn't seem to be your brand. And if you want to make it your brand, that's fine. But then, do you follow up on that by saying this went viral? This is what people like. I'm just going to show them horse walking videos.
No.
Maybe you should dress up as a horse and then walk.
That'd be. I could definitely do that. I would definitely be the horse's ass. That's for sure.
But so, how does that actually tie into your brand that people?
Sure.
I think what you stumbled across there is something, whether intentionally or not, that people saw some value in, but that doesn't tie into your brand as a comedian or what you do, or a singer, or anything that you're doing right now.
So, I mean, kind of, sort of. So, this actually, Drake Strong, I can't remember if we've had him on the show yet or not. I've definitely sent him an invite. But Drake Strong is a comedian from Sioux City, Iowa, and he does an auto detailing business. And we were having a conversation about how he puts out these videos of like his auto detailing, like, he speeds up the process and, shows like what he's doing at work. And some of those videos of his auto detailing will get thousands of views. And like he can't get it to where when he posts about his like he's not getting the same views about comedy. But when he started to get thousands of views from his auto detailing, then he started to get, instead of 30 or 40 views on his comedy show, now he's getting 300, 500 views on his comedy show. So it is pumping his numbers a little more. But for me, the biggest thing, and especially because I followed that horse video with a series of helicopter videos, because I knew that like seeing those military helicopters would definitely be kind of some clickbait. I knew it would definitely grab people.
Say donkey. Say donkey.
What?
Say donkey.
Donkey?
He's saying donkey. We had this. He's the only man in the world that says donkey instead of donkey.
Well, he just said heliocopters.
Helicopters?
Heliocopters. Like Carl says, pedophiles.
I mean, maybe, I don't know.
Helicopters.
Maybe I said it funny because I was talking about
pedophile.
Helicopters, pedophiles, and donkeys.
That sounds like a great album name.
Oh my god, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Helicopters, pedophiles, and donkeys.
So those helicopter videos like really pushed me up, and it was attention. Like I got a lot of people's attention, and these guerrilla promo videos I do, I'm actually kind of getting back to my roots of when I first started back at comedy back in like 2018, 2019, because dude, I used to do live promo videos from like outside venues, outside different places. Like I did live promos all the time, and it was one of my favorite things because I'm kind of wacky and I love doing that crap. And the one in front of the prison, dude, it got shared like almost 20 times already. That's like crazy.
Wow. Done. No, so say the word D-O-N-E.
Done?
Done.
Done.
Done. So why is the O sound like a U when you say done?
Because language is complicated. You have to learn different rules.
It is.
I mean, I can say donkey. I mean, if I say it wrong, I feel like I'm saying donkey.
According to Carl and everybody else on the planet, I say it wrong. Me and Pat Cooper say it wrong. But I think me and Pat Cooper say it right, like that.
Did you and Pat Cooper go to school together?
Donkey.
Or I'd say with my accent, it's donkey, but it's still an on, not an ung. Like retarded mongoloid is an ong sound, not retarded mongoloid.
Oh my god! Please said it again.
Mongoloid. No, it's mongoloid. Mungo Jerry.
You mung.
Listen, I've overstayed my welcome. I was supposed to do a half-hour show today and go into and tell the studio that I don't want any responsibility anymore. I'm abdicating responsibility.
You know, I don't know if I should tell you this on air, but I got some big news to tell you guys.
Whoa!
Yes. Is it cancer?
It's not about
AIDS?
It's not professional though. It's personal stuff.
Okay. I don't think I want to know.
Yeah.
I don't want to know personal news about anybody. What? You decided to come out of the closet?
That's okay, man. That's okay. It's 2023.
I definitely support that.
Listen.
There's no
here's the thing. Like, there's been a lot of talk over the years that you know, for years, gay guys tried to tell me that I was gay, and I just didn't know yet. And this is how I know, because believe me, I've given it a lot of thought, because women drive me fucking crazy.
Hold on, let me call
If you don't think I haven't thought about hopping on some dick, you're crazy. I've thought about it, okay? But here's the problem. I hate dick. I don't even like my dick. You know how aggressively I masturbate? I mean, I'm no kind of good to that thing.
Here's the thing you should try. You get yourself some CBD and you rub it right on your penis head.
But you need to do it in a room with your granddad.
Get some CBD oil and masturbate. They probably have CBD.
You know what?
CBD lubricant. I'm sure it's out there.
You just brought up a good point. I never even asked her if it was oil. She might be taking like pre-rolled CBD joints and.
Jesus Christ. Poor Kiara.
No, well, this would be good to know. It is oil, right? It's not just like grit. I mean, really, that would suck. That would make things worse if you're like rubbing a gritty moon rocky thing on your thing.
Wow.
Anyway, I wish we could continue this longer. Wednesday, I have.
Well, we didn't get to the personal news.
Huh?
We didn't get to William's personal news.
Carl wants to know. Yeah. I mean, I think it's pretty easy to figure out.
Yeah. No, I don't know what the good news is. Well, I'm going to hang for a second, and while you know, I'm not even going to turn on your radio today, so we can go private and talk to William about what his good news is, and then I will spill the beans publicly live tomorrow, like totally ruin it for everybody.
Right.
I won't.
Did I say? I don't think I said it was good news. I said
you said personal. No, you said personal news.
You didn't say it was good news.
I mean, I guess it's a matter of perspective.
Bad news.
I mean,
but personal. It doesn't sound like it's good now, so we should end the show.
Wait a minute. It doesn't have to do with colon cancer, does it?
No, I'm not dying or anything.
No, you're not doing another podathon.
I thought it was mine.
I was going to tell you the day it happened, but it happened on April Fool's Day, and I didn't want you guys to think I was kidding.
So it is colon cancer.
It's worse.
Yeah, no, we're just going to say goodbye. I'm not even, I hate to disappoint people. I know how much the show.
Goodbye.
The song is the fucking highlight of this program.
You're gonna get hundreds of emails about what was the news. Yeah, they're gonna be real
Vietnam.
We got to find out. I'm killing the broadcast.
Goodbye 9/11.
Yeah, and you people on the radio, go listen to some Steely Dan because that's what's up next.
It never hit the Pentagon.
Radio.